rock the timer, do 10 full minutes while we talk about mobility. So what we're going to do, we're going to hit mostly our lower body and kind of work on it while we chat. So I do a lot of foam rolling, a little bit of static stretching. If I'm doing static stretching, it's kind of long holds instead of like you'll see people doing like 10 to 30 seconds. You really need more than that. Or I'll do a lot of mobility work. So mobility work where it kind of differs from stretching is that it's like what range of motions do you have active like control over versus can you passively like sit into. It doesn't really matter what you're doing, whatever your goals are. For me, it's feeling good in the mountains, being able to put that distance in the mountains and feel good, not get injured doing it. And you probably have similar goals to that as well. So you have to do this stuff so that your body continues to feel good. So you can always be training and like trending upwards. What I find a lot of people do is they're doing good, they're training, but then they're always getting injured. So it's taking a lot out of that progression, like the performance that you could see, because you're doing good, and then you get hurt or something, and you have to take time off. Whereas if you do this regular soft tissue or mobility work, you're going to have a lot less of that. And that doesn't mean that you have to be doing a ton of this all of the time. It's very much so going to be dependent on like where you're at. What are you feeling? Like if you're injured, you're going to have to do a lot of corrective work. You're going to have to do a lot of ball work, soft tissue work with the foam roller, stretching, mobility until you're moving well. So first thing, everything that I do with my clients is tiered. It's like you have to get out of pain first, then you have to start moving well, and then you can start moving more frequently and adding more intensity to that movement. If you skip those first two steps or try and kind of squeeze that last step in where you're loading things a lot more while you're still not moving well, that's where you just continue to fall into these cycles over and over of dealing with these issues. So just, at some point you might have to do a lot of it, and then you'll get to a point where, hey, you actually move super well, and then you're just doing enough to maintain your body. Like, I don't do that much anymore, but I do it consistently, right? So you don't have to do that much if you're doing it on a regular basis. But if you're not doing that much, you're going to let those tissues go. And then you're going to have to like play catch up essentially and do a lot more than what you should probably need to. Like yesterday, I had a big kind of posterior chain day in the gym, which is why we're doing our glutes, hamstrings, and we're going to hit calves here as well. And then I'm going to do probably some banded stretching stuff with this, banded distractions. So that's probably what the plan is for me, but you really just got to do a little bit each and every day. Just think 10 minutes a day versus like these big marathon sessions of like an hour of yoga or something. You're going to be further ahead if you can do that 10 minutes a day, because you need to unwind what you've done maybe through your workday. If you're sitting all day or you're training, whatever it is, you just need to give it a little bit of love, and it's going to go such a long ways. Now you'll notice that I probably do things a lot different, and I'm going to try and show you guys more of that than a lot of people. Like, you've probably noticed by now how slowly I'm foam rolling, and it's not because I'm concentrating on, hey, let's have this conversation with you. This is how fast I normally foam roll, but like the pressure I'm applying, you can see obviously this foam roller has those pretty tough little nubs on it. But I'm thinking about like, what am I actually doing to that tissue? Am I getting deep into there and creating change, or am I just rolling over it super quickly, getting temporary increase in blood flow? Or is it more like I'm actually getting that like deeper tissue, almost like the therapeutics of a massage versus therapeutics of a quick foam roll, right? If you're just going over it quick, you're maybe desensitizing an area a little bit, increasing blood flow a little bit. But this, I find, is a much more effective way to do it. So that's what I'm going to be trying to do more for you guys, is getting on these lives, showing you like techniques and showing you, maybe hey, roll your hamstring, but you don't actually know, what am I supposed to be feeling? How am I supposed to be doing this? So we're going to talk more on technique of it. And I'm also going to be going on starting this early next year. I'll drop the details for you guys tomorrow. Actually, Wednesday is going to be our big drop for all the details on it. But I'm going to be doing a mobility challenge essentially for 14 days, start the new year off, to help you guys feel a lot better, feel a lot less stiffness, a lot less pain. And for those of you that are planning some New Year's goals of getting back to fitness a little bit and you've maybe been slacking, it's going to be especially beneficial, because one of the big problems we see with New Year's resolutions, just about everyone, I would say, that setting New Year's resolutions is setting something that is physically, like physical fitness related, improving their health in some way that way. But like 80% of people are falling off by the end of February, which is a ridiculously high stat. And there's a bunch of reasons for that. But I believe one of them can be as simple as just like people go too hard out of the gate, they get too stiff, they get injured, and then they quit. What we want to do, what I'm going to do, is offer something that will help you get through those first 2 weeks, give you all the tools that you need to continue to feel better. I ran this thing last year, very similar, and I had people be like, I had years of back and hip pain and stiffness that we cleaned up in under 2 weeks. So I know it's effective, and it's going to help a lot of people. So I'm going to be dropping the full details on that one tomorrow, Wednesday. But spend time, grab a foam roller, grab a ball, set it out somewhere obvious that's in your way almost, so that you know that it's there and you're going to kind of trip over it, and it'll be like that reminder of like, hey, I should spend 5-10 minutes working on my body today. And you're going to start doing that on a regular basis. You're going to be able to feel so much better than not doing it at all, or doing like these marathon sessions where you're doing like an hour and just beating the whole body up. Then you don't touch it in for a long time. It's all about frequency, the order at which you're doing the exercises, and the exercises that you're actually doing, that you're doing them properly and well. So for instance, like I said, with this foam rolling, simple. A lot of people are like, foam rolling, how do we feel about it? I don't know. Grab a foam roller, foam roll properly for 90 days and tell me that your body doesn't feel better than if you didn't do it, right? So, take it for what it is. Go give it a try, and you'll feel a lot better doing it than not doing it. So I think foam rollers are perfectly fine and work great. And they open up these nice windows where you can train with a greater range of motion, and then that eventually becomes your norm, right? So we don't want to be stuck having to foam roll for the rest of our life, but a lot of us, maybe we need to start there. Start with corrective exercises, start with stretching, start with mobility work, start with foam rolling, and eventually get to this point where you just move so well that you actually don't need to do all that much of this. I'm doing a lot more now because I've switched my training. I have not been doing as much cardio, a lot less, basically no running, a little bit of skiing right now, like Nordic skiing, but largely I'm in the gym doing hypertrophy, or like muscle growth focused work, and that's part of my mountain athlete program. Is we go through 4 phases: hypertrophy, so growing muscle, strength, endurance, then injury prevention, and like an in-season area as well, where that would be your like hiking season, right? Is giving you that freedom to actually get out, go do the stuff that you've been training all year for, while the season's short, and you hammer on it, and you're just preventing injuries during that time. And the rest of the year, you're going through these other phases because they make sense. If you have a little bit more muscle mass, you're going to do a little bit better building strength. Once you have that strength, then you want to maintain a certain level of muscle mass and strength to help with your endurance and your injury prevention. That's one thing I see so often, is you get people that are like trail runners or ultra runners and stuff. It's like, man, you you need to be doing a little bit more strength training. And then you see the opposite too, right? Of like you see like these big time yoga people, and they should be doing more like muscle building essentially type work, hypertrophy work. And then you see these bodybuilder guys so stiff, and they should be doing a lot more of the like the yoga type stuff, right? So it seems like everyone tends to take things to an extreme, and instead just like find that middle ground. Like do something that focuses on what you love, but then you also still need to be doing a little bit of that other stuff to have that good balance so that your body feels good. So a little bit of foam rolling there. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to kill this though. Mobility, announcement, the mobility challenge starting in January. I'll announce it tomorrow. Drop back in, get all the details. Make sure you are following and subscribed so that you don't miss that stuff.